little pony, my little pony. My little pony. Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. Butter Pecan here. That's my pony name. I filmed with the Pure Cosmetics My Little Pony collection. I felt it necessary and my duty to film with this collection because my daughter for the longest time was and kind of still is addicted to My Little Pony. So when I saw this, I immediately felt connected to it, like I had to use it because I see it every day, all day. Super excited about the movie. We will be there front and center opening day, I'm sure. She's going to bug me about it. So I'll share a little info about my opinion on the palette and the products that I actually use from the collection at the end of the video because this is my first time using it, so you will see that if you just continue to watch it through. But first, you know what to do. Subscribe and follow me on my socials if you will. Appreciate ya if you do. And then let's get into this look. Okay, we're just not going to pay attention to this eye when it comes into frame because it's not done or blended, so just act like you don't see it chilling out over here. But basically this eye is primed, ready to go. Per usual, when I wear eyeshadow and even when I don't wear eyeshadow, I always start with a neutral skin tone base shadow. There wasn't one in this palette that was close enough to my skin tone, and usually when that happens, I just wear my pressed powder all over my eye. The first color I'm going to start with is called Generosity, this mauve matte color up here. I'm using the M518 brush by Morphe and just buffing this right above my crease. Then I used the same brush and went in with Pinkie Pie, and I brushed that in the same area but kind of below that first shadow and blended them into each other. So I did have to add a few layers of this color to make it really show bright pink on my skin tone. But surprisingly, as many layers as I added, I didn't get as much fallout as I thought I was going to get. Matter of fact, I barely got any with this color. I'm going to blend that out a little bit more later with a clean brush. For now, I'm going to go onto the lid. The first color I used on my lid is called Princess Sky Star. This like shimmery minty green in this bottom corner. And I just used this color on the inner corners towards the middle of my lid. This is the concealer brush by Dose of Colors. And I did have to add a few layers of this color as well to really make it pop. I'm getting a lot of fallout with this, as you can see. I could have avoided adding so many layers if I put like a brightening base underneath, but I already knew from this eye that I was going to go on top of it with a different color, so it just wasn't necessary. For the outer corner of the lid, I went in with Loyalty, this forest green color right here. Really, really pretty. And I'm just using this small tapered blending brush by Morphe and placing this in the outer V of the eye and blending it towards the Princess Sky Star color. I feel like this color too would be really pretty with like a black gel base underneath because it's a really rich green, but because I have just a regular primer underneath, I'm having to add multiple layers to really make it pop. So when I got to this point on this eye, I was feeling like, oh, this is just not working for me. It's not screaming My Little Pony. It's not glittery enough and fun enough for me. So I found this pigment from Sugar Pill in my drawer. It is called Mint Soda. This is actually really nice. So I just grabbed that same concealer brush from Dose of Colors that I used to add this inner corner, and I sprayed it with some setting spray, the Urban Decay All Nighter, and then dipped it right into the pigment and used this to carve out the inner corner of my lid right on top of that Princess Sky Star shadow. Now I'm just going to go over all of the transitions and blending and make sure everything is as blended as possible before moving on to the rest of the face. Now I'm just going to zoom through the rest of the face because I've done this on several tutorials, but I will let you know the foundation and contour stick that I'm using because I'm not sure if I've used this on my channel yet or not, but it is the Smashbox Studio Skin Shaping Foundation Stick in 4.1, and I use both sides of this stick for my foundation and my contour. But other than that, for the rest of the face, it's my normal stuff as far as the Sacha Buttercup powder, the MAC Studio Skin, you know, all my usual stuff is the same. I don't really know how I feel about this just as of yet. It feels like something I've done before, and there's something about it I'm not quite like having a connection with, but I'm going to keep going because I know there's sometimes when I do something that I'm not in love with, you guys tend to like it and vice versa. or we both might not like it together. We don't know. I don't know. So for the waterline, I went in with LA Girl's Paradise Purple gel liner and applied that heavily to the waterline. Then I went in with Morphe's 508 brush and Magic, this matte purple, and I smudged out that liner. Now to help coordinate a little better, a little bit of coordination, I'm going to add this pink Pinkie Pie shade right on the transition of Magic. Since there's no purple up here, I felt like I needed to add some pink down here. And then for a little inner eye corner sparkle, I went in with Urban Decay's Moon Dust. This is magnetic, a little purple, glittery, liner looking metallic eyeshadow shimmer. And I'm just adding that to the inner corner of my eye. And for my wing liner, I'm using Lancome's Grandiose in the purple shade. For my lashes, I'm using a new brand called Revolver Cosmetics, and these are in the style Onyx. And finally for the eyes, I'm just going to add a coat of mascara. This is Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes, but I'm going to add that to the lower lashes and to blend in my real lashes with my falsies. And the eyes are complete. Before I do my simple lippy, I'm just going to hose my face down with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray because I need some hydration. So for my lippy, I did not know what I was going to do because I didn't want to overdo it for once in my life with a dramatic lip since my eyes got a lot going on. So I'm just going to use this lip topper by itself. It's not called a lip topper. The shade is Twilight Sparkle, but it's really like glittery and like has different colors like a duochrome. So, oh, it is a lip topper. All I gotta do is read. Glitter lip gloss topper. But I'm just gonna use it by itself. Oh my god, it smells amazing. Yes, I'm glad I chose to wear this by itself because it's kind of like coordinating with this inner eye corner sparkle I have going on. So I think it's just the right amount of lip service I need for this eye look. So, okay. So here we are. I officially transformed myself into an urban pony, aka Butter Pecan is what we're calling her. Final thoughts of the palette. Obviously, I didn't use all the colors. I really tried hard to stay away from Applejack, this gold shimmery color, because it actually looks really beautiful. Actually, I haven't even swatched it. Let me swatch this real quick. I tried to stay away from it just because I knew I would do like a look that I've already done. But it looks so pretty in the palette. Here's a quick swatch. And actually, this gold shade makes this palette even more versatile than you would think it is by just like glancing at it really quick. Because when you look at it, it can look a little intimidating because there's a lot of color in it. And you may think, oh, I have to like color or I have to like bold looks to get this palette. But actually, you don't. So obviously, you have the more bolder looks like what I did with the green, the pink, the purple, and all that. But you can actually tone the looks down with Applejack, what I just swatched, and use transition shades such as Generosity, Honesty. You can also use Songbird, Serenade, and Storm King on your lid as well to create more like earthy and naturaler looks. So don't be afraid by all the color you have in here. There's actually a lot of different looks you can use, even matte looks that you can use with these shadows. What I will say about it, since they're kind of hard to press, they're not dry, like they're not chalky or ashy looking, but they are hard to press, so you're gonna need like a couple layers to really build up the color if you have more of a brown complexion like me. If you have more of a lighter complexion, you might not need to use as many layers as I did to make the color really pigmented. But for me, I had to use several layers with all of the shadows, which I don't mind. I'd rather it be soft pressed or use a lot of layers than it to be like dry and chalky looking. So I don't mind adding the additional layers. You just want to make sure you just add a little bit to the brush at a time, especially if you do your face first. I didn't do my face first, which is what I would recommend, just because you can be a little bit more messier with the eyeshadows because you can clean it up afterwards and not have to worry about touching up your concealer or your foundation. As far as the lip toppers, I actually was impressed because honestly that was a thing that I felt like I was not gonna like the most, just because when it comes to lip toppers I tend to stick to more of like the nude ones with the gold and the copper shades, and I never really try like the colored lip toppers. This was actually my first time. I immediately went to the gold one they have in the collection thinking like this is the only one that's gonna work for me. But I didn't think it would match with what I had going on, and I just wanted to try something different. So I liked it. It smelled really good. It looks really light and it's kind of iridescent looking, like duochrome. It's really, really pretty and subtle at the same time. So did enjoy that. Now what I didn't use from the collection were these, what are they called? All-in-one glow sticks. I didn't use these because when I did swatch them, they're really textured. They're almost like, they feel like glitter sticks as opposed to like a cream stick, and I didn't see where they would fit in the look. I definitely wasn't going to use them on my cheeks because I tend to stay away from creams and liquids on my cheeks, especially when they're kind of really textured like this. So, but I will show you swatches so you can see what they look like. So they actually look really pretty on camera and in the light, but I could tell by swatching them, since they didn't glide on evenly, that I would have kind of a tough time using them on my cheeks because they're really textured. Then I thought, well, maybe I can use them as an eyeshadow base, but I was afraid that my eyeshadow wouldn't apply evenly. I'm sure if I wanted to, I could make it work. I just wasn't particularly in the mood today. But other than that, I like the eyeshadows, I like the lip toppers, and if you guys liked it too or anything about this video, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you want to see next in the comments. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, mwah.